The footage you're about to hear described was recorded in 2050, at a time when police body cams had become far more advanced than the public realized, but not yet understood. What you're about to witness didn't just change policing, it changed the world's understanding of how fast danger can arrive, and how technology can sometimes see what humans cannot. This is the story of the AI Cop Assistant, the autonomous co-pilot system that stunned the nation when it predicted violent behavior seconds before officers saw anything wrong. At first, the idea sounded absurd. How could software anticipate a threat before a trained officer recognized it? How could lines of code see danger in the subtle rhythms of a suspect's posture or tone of voice? Most people dismissed it as sci-fi marketing. Most officers didn't trust it. Nobody expected it to work. But all of that changed the night these body cam clips went public. The video opens with a calm suburban evening. Quiet streets, warm streetlights, the hum of electric cars rolling past neatly trimmed lawns. Officer Daniels is conducting what appears to be a routine traffic stop. No raised voices, no tension, no abnormal behavior. The driver hands over his license, smiles nervously, and says he's late for a family dinner. Everything feels normal, almost too normal. Daniels asks a couple simple questions. The man answers politely. Then the AI cop assistant, visible only through the officer's visor overlay, activates. A soft tone first, then a message displayed in calm blue text. Behavioral divergence detected. Daniels blinks. Behavioral divergence? The man is barely moving. The AI continues, voice steady, emotionless. Elevated wrist tension. Adrenal spike detected. Hand trajectory prediction. Reaching motion. Risk level 87%. Recommend step back. Daniels hesitates. His instincts scream that everything is fine. But something, maybe the tone, maybe the data, pushes him to listen. He steps back 1 foot, then 2. It happens instantly. The driver's right shoulder dips, so subtle the human eye barely perceives it. Then the hand shoots downward. Before the fingers can reach under the seat, Daniels is already moving, already issuing commands, already 1 step ahead. And that 1 step is everything. Backup arrives. The weapon hidden under the seat is secured. No shots fired, nobody hurt. The clip floods social media overnight, not because of the save, but because of the timing. Analysts break down the moment frame by frame. They discover the AI detected a subconscious muscle twitch in the driver's forearm a full 0.32 seconds before the reach. That tiny fraction of a second created a buffer, enough space for Daniels to react before the threat fully formed. America is stunned.
What happened next was something no one expected. Not the public, not police departments, and certainly not the officers wearing the new AI cop assistant systems. Because as the footage continued to circulate, showing split-second predictions and near misses avoided with uncanny precision, a new realization emerged. The AI wasn't just assisting officers, it was challenging their instincts. And for a profession built on intuition, experience, and gut reactions, that challenge created tension unlike anything policing had ever seen. The section opens with a montage of officers gathered in briefing rooms across America, some watching the viral AI-triggered moments with wide eyes, others folding their arms skeptically, trying to understand how a digital co-pilot could read situations faster than they could. Officer Daniels, whose traffic stop footage became the first viral clip, recalls his initial discomfort. I didn't like it at first. It felt like something was second-guessing me, like it was judging my decisions before I even made them. But then he pauses, looking straight into the interview camera. But when I watched the playback, I realized the truth. The AI wasn't second-guessing me, it was seeing what I didn't. The documentary zooms into a dramatic moment from another city, Chicago, 2050, a fraught domestic dispute. Officers Kim and Navarro arrive at a house where neighbors reported shouting and a possible physical altercation. Inside, everything looks calm, too calm. The man at the doorway smiles, speaks softly, hands visible. He apologizes for the disturbance. Kim begins to relax. She's been on this kind of call 100 times. The AI assistant interrupts. Officers, adrenal spike detected. Guilt response pattern. Risk elevated. Recommend maintain distance. Kim ignores it at first. The man seems cooperative, calm, polite. But then the AI adds something chilling. Subject is glancing at a location of interest, 4 feet behind him. Navarro catches the subtle eye dart on the replay, but in the moment, Kim didn't see it at all. The officers subtly reposition, and finally, they ask the man to step aside. Behind him, barely visible unless someone was searching for it, is a small handgun tucked behind a picture frame. Kim steps back on camera, shock clear on her face. Not panic, not fear, just the realization that she nearly missed something that could have been fatal. The AI wasn't telling me what to do, it was telling me what I didn't realize I needed to look at. The narrator drives the point home. The human brain notices threat in macro patterns, raised voices, visible weapons, sudden motions. The AI cop assistant analyzes micro-patterns, eye flicks, breath changes, micro-sweats, concealed limb tension, and stress indicators invisible to our vision. The next footage is one of the most debated encounters of the entire documentary. This time, a night incident on the edge of Las Vegas. Officers respond to a report of
There are moments in policing that define eras, moments that don't just reveal danger, but transform how a nation understands it. This section of the documentary focuses on the single encounter that did exactly that. An incident so shocking, so unexplainable without the AI cop assistant, that it became the footage lawmakers replayed during congressional hearings, the clip shared in schools, academies, and safety briefings, and the moment even skeptics admitted, human instinct could never have seen this coming. The footage begins on an unassuming fall evening in Portland. Light rain taps against the windshield of Officer Marin's cruiser as she drives along a quiet industrial block. Warehouses, shipping containers, a few security lights flickering overhead. Nothing out of the ordinary. She's responding to a routine call. A man loitering behind a warehouse, acting suspicious. It sounds like nothing. She expects it to be nothing. Her bodycam captures her humming softly, relaxed. But as soon as she steps out of the vehicle, the AI cop assistant activates. Not with the usual soft chime. This time, it blares. Officer, critical alert. Imminent threat level extreme. Marin stops mid-step. What? It's just a suspicious person, she says, confused. On the screen, visible only through her smart visor, a rapid cascade of data appears. Micro-movements, heat signatures, unusual limb positioning, environmental anomalies. The AI continues, this time with urgent clarity. Recommend pull back 15 feet. Danger profile does not match human behavior. Marin freezes. Her training tells her to assess visually. Her instincts tell her the scene is calm. Her eyes confirm nothing unusual. But the AI has never used the phrase, does not match human behavior, before. She steps back, and that single step saves her life. Because a second later, the man behind the warehouse turns around. At first glance, he looks normal, a hooded figure, hands at his sides. But the AI's thermal overlay on the playback reveals the truth. His left arm was already cocked back, his right hand was clenched, and hidden beneath his jacket was a compact, experimental, handheld rail emitter, an illegal prototype capable of firing hypercharged metal shards at fatal velocities. A weapon so new, almost no officers had been trained on it. A weapon with no visible trigger mechanisms, a weapon designed to appear harmless until the moment it fired. Had Marin walked those extra steps forward, she would have been in the emitter's kill zone. The suspect begins to lift the device. Before Marin sees it, before he moves an inch, the AI fires a second alert. Danger! Rail emitter activating. Recommend take cover, now!
What came next is the moment analysts still call the most unsettling police encounter of 2050. The moment even veteran officers, tech engineers, and federal advisors admitted they weren't ready for. Because this wasn't just a threat the AI identified. This was a threat the AI anticipated long before the human mind could comprehend it. This is the moment the AI cop assistant predicted violence before the suspect even realized their own intent. The footage begins on a humid summer night in Houston. Streetlights flicker across a partially closed shopping district. Half the stores converted to automated kiosks, others boarded up for the night. Officers Reyes and Lockett are responding to what dispatch labels a low-risk welfare check. A report of a man pacing outside a convenience hub, talking to himself, possibly intoxicated, possibly just distressed. Nothing about it suggests danger. The officers' body cams show both walking calmly, their posture relaxed. Reyes speaks in a reassuring tone as they approach. "Evening, sir. You okay out here?" The man turns toward them slowly, eyes unfocused, hands hanging loosely at his sides. He looks exhausted, not threatening. Lockett mutters softly. Probably just needs transport to detox. But then the AI activates with the tone neither of them have heard before. Not urgent, not alarming. Something else. Unpredicted pattern detected. Reyes frowns. What pattern? The AI begins overlaying data across their visors. Dense, rapid, spiraling biometric clusters. Neuromotor instability. Unidentified trigger response. Predictive model. Subject may initiate extreme action in 3, 2. Reyes barely has time to react. What action? The AI interrupts with chilling clarity. Subject does not yet know intent. Recommend create distance immediately. Then it happens. The man flinches, not toward the officers, but toward himself. His hand grips his own throat, pulling at his skin violently, his breathing escalating into gasping sobs. Lockett steps forward instinctively, thinking the man is having a panic attack. But the AI yells, yes, yells over the comms. "Officer, do not approach. Critical self-harm risk. Interact verbally only."
Reyes frees his locket with a hand on his shoulder. And seconds later, the man reaches for the curbside delivery box beside him, a metal construction panel with exposed inner edges, sharp, heavy, dangerous. He isn't attacking the officers, he's trying to harm himself. The AI saw it coming before he did. In the footage, Reyes speaks with a calm firmness. "Sir, look at me. You're okay. Just breathe. Put your hands down." The man trembles, confused, wavering on his feet. The AI continues feeding data. Self-harm risk reducing.
If the previous encounter showed how the AI cop assistant could save individual lives, the next incident would prove something far more staggering, something that shook the nation to its core. Because what happened next wasn't about one officer, or one suspect, or one moment of panic. It was about hundreds of people, and a single second that could have turned into a national tragedy. The footage begins on a warm Saturday afternoon in downtown Los Angeles. A street festival is underway. Colorful banners, floating holographic vendors, live music amplified by hovering microspeakers. Families stroll through the streets, children chase delivery drones, food stalls sizzle with fusion cuisine. It's a utopia of 2050 urban life. Officer Talbot and Officer Frey are assigned to routine crowd monitoring. Calm, predictable work. Their body cams show them weaving through the crowd, greeting vendors, scanning for routine issues. Neither of them notices the man standing near the edge of the plaza. Not yet. He looks ordinary. Backpack, casual clothes, no visible signs of distress. Even when he adjusts his bag strap, nobody notices. Even when he shifts his weight, nobody reacts. But the AI cop assistant does. It spots him instantly. A flashing red alert fills both officers' visors. High-risk profile detected. Subject behavioral divergence level 96%. Talbot frowns at the notification. Who? Where? A glowing outline appears on his HUD, highlighting the man in the far corner. Frey squints at the figure. What's he doing? He's just standing there. The AI responds with terrifying precision. Micromotor patterns detected. Backpack mass distribution suggests illegal modification. Heat signature rising. The officers freeze. Heat signature? Redistributed weight? Talbot takes one step closer, zooming in on the suspect from behind a vendor canopy. Then the AI issues the single most critical alert ever recorded in bodycam policing. Warning. Backpack device activation sequence initiated. Estimated detonation time 1.7 seconds. Everything inside Talbot's mind goes silent. No instinct could have saved them. No officer, no matter how trained, could have recognized danger in time. There was no visible trigger, no hostile stance, no hostile move. Just a man lowering his head and resting his hand on a backpack strap. Frey's voice trembles on the recording. Talbot, what do we do? There is no time to think. The AI takes over with a final message. Recommend shockwave derailment protocol. Execute now. Talbot reacts on instinct. Not his own, but the AI's. He grabs a nearby autonomous vendor cart, lightweight, shielded, and slams his palm against its manual override panel. The AI sinks instantly, forcing the cart's anti-collision system to fail. The cart surges forward on a direct collision.
The Plaza incident should have been the moment the country united around the AI cop assistant, an undeniable success story where a single algorithmic prediction prevented the unthinkable. But instead, it triggered something no one anticipated. A wave of fear, anger, and political backlash so intense that it nearly shut the program down entirely. The section opens with a stark contrast. On one side of the screen, a replay of Officer Talbot diving behind cover as the sanitation dock erupts in a burst of white-hot flame. On the other, a mosaic of news clips, congressional speeches, viral social posts, and protest footage, all screaming variations of the same question. If an AI can predict who is dangerous, who decides what happens next? Even though the AI had saved hundreds of lives, people were terrified of what else it might be capable of. The narrator sets the stage. History has shown that every breakthrough, every leap in technology comes with fear, but this time, fear wasn't born from malfunction, it was born from success. The story cuts to a late-night talk show. The host, normally a comedian, pauses between jokes and looks into the camera, visibly uneasy. If the AI knew that guy was dangerous before he even did, what's stopping it from deciding we're dangerous before we act too? Laughter is sparse. The line hits differently. Then the documentary shifts to a protest in Washington, D.C. Thousands march past the Capitol with holographic signs reading, "No pre-crime in America. We are not algorithms. Stop AI policing before it stops us." Chants echo through the streets. Drone cams float overhead, capturing the tension. Inside a packed hearing chamber, lawmakers question experts with rising hostility. A senator slams his fist against a desk. "You're telling me this system detects dangerous intent before it forms? How is that not mind reading?" A tech engineer tries to answer calmly.
It isn't mind reading, it's pattern prediction, biomechanics, physiology, thermal signatures, micromovements. The senator interrupts. Patterns? That bomb carrier didn't even know the device was armed. You mean to tell us the AI understood his danger better than he did? How do we regulate something like that? A voice from the audience shouts, "Shut it down!" The chamber erupts. The documentary transitions to Officer Frey, speaking softly during an interview. You save a crowd of families and suddenly people think you're part of something dangerous, like the AI is controlling you. That wasn't what happened. The AI didn't act for us. It warned us. We made the choices. But the public didn't see nuance. They saw fear in the AI's accuracy. The next clip shows an emergency meeting inside the Federal Policing Technology Council. Analysts, commanders, and engineers argue around a holographic table, displaying the Plaza explosion scenario. One commander says, "We can't let public panic dictate life-saving tools." Another fires back. "If people don't trust the AI, they won't trust us." Meanwhile, the media fans the flames. Panel shows flood the airwaves. Is the AI too powerful?
When the AI comp assistant was shut down, America didn't notice it at first. There were no headlines about rising danger, no major news alerts, no loud warnings. There was silence, a silence that officers across the country felt in their bones. The narrator opens this section with a chilling line. For months, the AI kept officers alive with a whisper. They didn't realize how loud that whisper really was, until it disappeared. The streets without the AI. Bodycam footage shows Officer Frey walking through a narrow urban corridor late at night. The street is quiet, too quiet. He pauses as he reaches a blind corner. Before, the AI would have spoken. High-tension posture ahead, prepare caution. But now, nothing. You can hear Frey mutter under his breath. Feels like I left my seatbelt off. Officers across the nation report the same sensation. Patrols feel heavier. Uncertainty stretches longer. Situations that once felt manageable now feel unpredictable. In one dashcam clip, a veteran officer speaks into her recorder. "I didn't realize how much I depended on it until it was gone." The call that changed everything. It's 11:42 p.m. in a dense, mixed industrial neighborhood outside Phoenix. A 911 call comes in. A disturbance at a refitting yard. Unknown number of suspects, possible weapons, workers hiding inside an equipment shed. The dispatcher gives the final detail. AI assistance unavailable. Proceed with standard caution. Officers exchange glances. They're not used to hearing that line anymore. Responding to the call are Officers Patel, Frey, Lockett, and a newer recruit, Officer Haven, only 6 months out of the academy. We see them in the cruiser. Haven taps the spot where the AI module used to sit. It's weird, like driving without headlights. Patel replies, "You get used to darkness. You don't get used to mistakes." Arrival at the yard. The officers push through the rusted gate into a dimly lit industrial zone. Fog from the cooling vents drifts across the asphalt. Shadows distort between the machinery. Before, the AI would scan thermal signatures, map movement patterns, and flag potential threats. Now, it's just human instinct. Patel gestures towards a stack of fabrication crates. "Someone's watching us. I can feel it." But they can't see them, can't confirm anything. No overlay, no predictive alert, just the unknown. The moment that should have triggered the AI. Bodycam footage shows Officer Haven approaching a corner between 2 large storage tanks. He keeps his flashlight low, like he was trained. He checks behind the first tank, clear. But as he moves toward the second tank, the camera captures something. A subtle shift, a faint shadow, a slight repositioning of a figure in the dark. Anyone watching can see it. Officers reviewing the footage later see it.
The precinct is quiet that night. Quiet in a way that feels unnatural. The officers from the refitting yard sit in a dim conference room, illuminated only by the glow of paused body cam footage on the wall screen. The timestamp shows the exact second the ambush nearly cost Haven his life. No one speaks at first. The silence is heavy, thick, filled with the weight of everything they now understand. The narrator cuts in. It took one night without the AI for the entire country to realize how much it had protected them. The meeting that would define 2050 policing. Later that week, a national emergency summit is convened. A live broadcast shows the Capitol Dome under a sunrise haze, autonomous media drones humming overhead. Inside, representatives from police unions, civil rights organizations, AI ethics boards, and Congress gather in one chamber. This isn't a debate anymore. It isn't about politics or optics.
It's about survival. A senator opens the session with footage from the refitting yard. The ambush plays in slow motion, the shadows shifting, the movement the officers missed, the shots fired, the scramble for cover. Then he plays it again, but overlays where the AI would have alerted the officers. Red warning markers appear in the exact spots the suspects had hidden. The room falls into stunned silence. No one mocks the technology anymore. No one jokes about AI taking over. Instead, they see a chilling reality. Without it, we're walking blind into danger. Testimony that changes everything. Officer Patel steps forward to speak. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't dramatize. She simply tells the truth. When the AI was active, we didn't draw our guns as much. We didn't escalate. We didn't panic. It warned us when danger was real and stayed silent when it wasn't. She pauses, looking directly at the committee. Without it, we almost lost Haven. And if we lost him, that's on the system, not the streets. Next, Haven, still shaken but steady, steps up. I'm alive because of training, but the AI, it would have kept me out of the line of fire entirely. It would have told me to step back. It would have predicted the ambush seconds before it happened. Seconds matter. He holds up the disabled AI co-pilot module. This isn't replacing us. It's protecting us, and it's protecting the people we meet on the street. The room erupts in quiet conversation, this time not in doubt, but in realization. The return of the AI cop assistant. By the end of the hearing, the conclusion is unanimous. The AI cop assistant must be reactivated. Not eventually, not cautiously, but immediately. But with strict, transparent rules. Every prediction is logged, reviewed, and stored. No AI alert can justify force on its own. Human judgment remains primary. Alerts must be available for public audit. Civilian oversight committees are granted full access.